With the conclusion of the 2014-15 college basketball season, we recently had a chance to sit down with MVC Commissioner Doug Elgin to get his view on the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. This is episode 10 of the Commissioner's Corner.
Well, you start with Wichita State and you look back over the last 5 years. They've got an NIT championship and 4 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, including a Final Four run. So the two combined this year, the first time ever that the Valley has had 2 30-win teams in the same year. I believe the first time that we've had 2 top 15 teams going into our tournament weekend. And just really a spectacular run by both of those teams. Wichita State, of course, goes to the Sweet 16. Northern Iowa loses in the second round to Louisville. And I think all things considered, this was probably one of the best years we've had in the past decade. Those two teams outdistanced the pack. Illinois State almost made it to bubble consideration with their selection in the NIT. I think their RPI was in the low 60s the week of selection. So all things considered, I think this was just a great year, not only for our teams, but Seth Tuttle's a second-team All-American. Ron Baker and Fred Van Vliet got also national recognition in a number of ways, and just a really good way for our league to rebound from a membership change a couple years ago. I think when you look at the 2 game days, they're not comparable because when it was at Southern Illinois, they didn't need quite the technology. But when you walked into Koch Arena this year, it was incredible the amount of people that they had in place, not only from the technology side, the standpoint of production of the event, but you also look at the crowd that Wichita State brought out in a blizzard, and it was a very memorable day for everybody who was there, I'm sure. It said good things about our league, that we command the kind of respect that on the last regular season Saturday in our schedule and the next to last on some of the other conferences, they're focusing on our teams. And ironically, they do Wichita State and Kansas and in a 2-site game day, which may be unique in their history of doing game days. And lo and behold, Wichita State and Kansas meet in the postseason. So
it plays out.
Yeah, it really was, I think, just a joyous day, a celebration. Wichita State won it and won the regular season title with that win. But I think just a great game and a great atmosphere. Well, you look again, you see Wichita State going to the Sweet 16, Northern Iowa going to the round of 32, and you look at Evansville and Loyola both have a chance to win a postseason tournament. So that would probably be a first in our history. But both teams are playing extremely well. I'm very pleased with the coverage CBS Sports networks have given both of those events, the CIT and the CBI, and later this week we're going to know whether or not our teams can prevail and win titles. You look at the rise of the Missouri Valley, and I believe that we're on an upward trajectory, not only Wichita State and Northern Iowa, but those 2 programs, along with Illinois State, are both going to be improved next year. And I could see very easily this league getting into a situation where we can command 3 or 4 bids down the road. So, great effort by all of our student athletes on the men's side and our coaches, and certainly want to commend Northern Iowa on the significant extension they've made to Ben Jacobson, the 10-year commitment that they've made in raising the bar in compensation for their head coach and the resources that they're committing to not only basketball but their other programs as well.
Not only did Northern Iowa make a commitment to Coach Ben Jacobson, but Wichita State was also able to retain Coach Greg Marshall as well. And the commissioner notes that with both coaches remaining in the league, coupled with the postseason success of Loyola winning the CBI and Evansville winning the CIT, the outlook for the Valley is most certainly bright, not only for next year, but many to come. For the Missouri Valley Conference, I'm Derek Dockett.